Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3rd/4th tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, coming at you with this video that I've been promising for a while now. And it is a bunch of tips and tricks that will help you become a better battler. So I know Kieng does his why you stuck in expert, why you stuck in ace, stuff like that. And what he does is he goes over your sort of team building, and then he looks at some battles of yours and then says, oh, you should have done this instead of that, which I think is fine. But what I think is potentially better is showing you a bunch of just like tips and tricks that you can apply to any game and not just that specific one. Because a lot of the times it's not just like, oh, you should have thrown this here, or you should have not there. It's understanding like okay, why am I needing to go for the nuke here? Why am I needing to bait here? Which I'm going to be right off the bat. How do I recognize teams? Like, all these are things that if you can get these in practice, you can apply them to your specific games. So it's not like just pinpointing specific like battles of yours. So what I'm going to start with is win conditions. So I got two battles here, one on from my end and one from their end. So what I'm going to do first is my end of win condition here. So let's just set this up. No spoiler alert. So let's just set this up here. I got one shield left. They have one shield left. They have a Blaziken, and I have what is now, after many counters, very, very little health Walrein. I'm at the Earthquake, but as you can see, there is zero chance for me to get to 2 Earthquakes here. Zero chance. So the only chance I have of winning this game is going Icicle Spear bait and then Earthquake. So even if they do don't shield this up, that's a good call by them, but it is my only win condition because there's no chance I have of getting to 2 Earthquakes. Luckily, they do shield it up. As you can see, I even barely get to the second Earthquake. I would have taken only one more counter to take me out, but I get the Earthquake off for the win. So that is just recognition that the counter moves are doing way too much damage. There's no chance I can get to 2 Earthquakes. I need to bait as my only win condition. On the other end, here's a matchup where their Machamp comes in. I'm going to get one off here. They are going to be able to farm me down. What you're going to see is my Charizard has already a bit of energy on it. So I'm going to come in here immediately, or it doesn't have any energy. So come in here. They are basically at the rock slide, and I am one fire spin away from... now I just spoiled it. I'm one fire spin away from getting to the Blast Burn, which will take this out. They know that... I think they got like... I guess I should have... Let's go back and count. So let's see how many they have here. So 1, 2, 3... So they got 3. It takes 7 to get to a rock slide. So that's why I'm immediately coming in. So that's the first thing. I'm immediately coming in with my Charizard because I do not want them to get the extra counters through. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're at 8, maybe 9. So there's no way that they are going to get to... There's no way they're going to get to 12, right? Because you need 5 for Cross Chop Bait plus 7 for Rock Slide is 12. I'm only one more Fire Spin away from a Blast Burn. So the only potential that they have here, actually, I don't even think it's potential for a win now, knowing that count. Yeah, the only potential for a win, is going Rock Slide, because they can't bait, because they're only at 9, at max, 8 or 9. So if they bait, they're still going to lose to my Blast Burn. So their only option is to go for the Rock Slide, which they correctly do go for the Rock Slide, but I correctly shield it up. Because now I get one more Fire Spin through, and then we'll hit them with the Blast Burn for the win. So that is just, those are those little things about win conditions that you need to just understand about move. It's not even just move counts. Like I don't know how many counters were going to take me out there. I just had a pretty good gut feeling that I wasn't going to get to my next move there. So those are just like little win conditions about when. So people always ask me when to bait, when to not bait. Those are the most obvious examples of when you bait versus when you do not bait. It's if your win condition is I can either get to the move or I cannot get to the move, and let's just go for the nuke there or go for the bait. So Now my next one I'm going to teach is recognizing teams. So here we go. SCAV lead into wall rain, good lead. Out comes a Togekiss. So immediately, you almost never ever come into a Togekiss unless you're running Double Charm. Togekiss is probably one of the worst safe swaps just because how hard Charmers can get walled. And I am a Steel, right? So I'm already taking resisted from these Charms. So why are they coming in here? The only reason they're coming in here is if they're running Double Charm. I have a Golbat and I have a Obstagoon. So if I know they're running Double Charm, I essentially need to align my SCAV and my Golbat to their two Charmers here. So they come in here. I know that I need to essentially stay in here to get ahead on energy and then come in here. And why I do that is if they're going to have a Double Charm, it's going to be Sylveon because this is Ultra League. So it could be Clefable or it could be something. Either way, I have no move to throw at that there. I can safely take it with his here, but I know I need energy to get ahead because I know I'm going to need to throw 2, maybe 3 moves because they're likely going to save 2 shields for the next one, right? So I get this coming here, get this Poison Fang off. That's fine. It will depend what they do here is what I do next. So they let it go as expected. Defense falls. Can I survive an Ancient Power? Probably not, because I'm a Shadow and I do not want to take that chance. So what I'm going to do is I need to make sure that I have the alignment on the back end there. So I'm willing to make that shield because I need the alignment. So out comes the Wall Rain. That's fine. What I may do, I'm going to just, is either going to go down here. Yeah, so I'm just going to go double, yeah, I could get to the Shadow Ball. I don't know why I went double bait here. I should have just went Shadow Ball here, but that doesn't matter. What matters is I immediately come in here because they are now 2 times lowered. I'm going to shield because I know this could be potentially Earthquake. And I did that to get ahead on energy, and I know that they're going to come out here anyways with their Sylveon. So I just needed those couple extra counters to get through there because I know that they're going to double shield Sylveon here. Or 1 shield Sylveon that I only have left there. So because I recognize that it's going to be Double Charm, I'm able to get all those extra counters that I needed on the front end, able to recognize that they're going to come in here on the back end. So now, because I got to all those extra counters, I'm able to get this 3rd drill run off to take this out, or put it pretty low and we CMP tie. So like we CMP tied, right? If I did not have those extra counters, I would have lost this matchup because then I would have just got shredded here. I probably could have countered down anyways, but no, like no, I could not have, because if I did not get that drill run off because I was short, then they definitely would have had way more health that I would have just been taken out there. But I'm able to now come in here, counter down for the win. So that is just recognizing teams. And for team recognition, you got to like think on the fly. So the Togekiss, that one's easy because like, why are you coming with Togekiss? There's no reason you come with that, onto a Steel unless you are double like Charm. That's an obvious one. How I like thinking about teams is like, you look at their friend Pokemon and you look at the matchup. I made a joke about algorithms, but it's true. It goes from like hard win lead, soft win lead, even matchup, and then soft win lead, hard win lead, right? So there's an option. Those are your 5 options for the lead. You need to think right through your head, like, okay, what is the lead? And what option am I on here? If they're getting out because you have like a soft lead win or a hard lead win, what are they getting out to? Is it a neutral safe swap? Where if they have a neutral safe swap, they may be running like try flip the matchup with a neutral safe swap. So you have like something in the front, a neutral safe swap, and then the opposite in the back, right? Or is it an ABB style team? Did they get out immediately when they didn't need to? So they go into like a grass or something. Like it could just be like an ABB style team, right? So that's just how you have to work through the team recognition process. Undercharging. When do you undercharge to try and get an extra move? So this matchup, I had an amazing lead. I out comes the Snorlax. So I'll do what I normally do, is just do a bunch of chip damage with the charm so then I can come in and just do one superpower. Unfortunately, these body slams are already like adding up, and I am a double weak to fighter in the back, so I really need to just get out of here and save this Sylveon as much as I can for the fighter. I can take one superpower, I know that much, so I let that go, thinking that now I can hit them with another one, hoping that because their defense is lowered, I can take them out. Unfortunately, it will not take them out. It puts them just short. And now they could potentially get to a second one here. And I can't lose switch. So I have to shield. And it is a bait, which is too bad. But like I cannot lose switch because I need to keep the Sylveon on the Conkeldurr because I have no option here. The problem with losing that shield is this is now just going to ramp up here. And it's going to have Stone Edge. And I cannot take a Stone Edge here because I'm already halfway down. So I need to shield. So now I'm going to go down 2 shields because I need to keep this alive. They switch out into a Magnezone. So right here, I'm in good shape. I'm in not great shape because I am down 2 shields and the Conkeldurr is going to just destroy me. Luckily, they just have Mirror Shot, so nothing can affect me here. So I need to make sure that I am burning the clock as much as possible and coming out with a ton of energy to throw those moves at the Conkeldurr so that Charmer can come back in. So this doesn't matter. I'm not going to get taken out by this. So I do not hit any of the bubbles. So that does not do enough damage. So now I can just go straight farm down. They even throw another move, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. That actually is better for me because it'll burn the switch clock. I'm now basically at 2 drill runs coming out of this. My switch clock is not up yet. I'm throwing this first one right away. I'm going to throw either switch out if I can. I can switch out, so I'm going to now switch out. I have a move coming out here, so I'm going to throw this because I think they can get to the Stone Edge. And then what I think happens, if I remember, is they do hit me with the Stone Edge to take me out before they get charmed down. But they are low enough now that I can just go, and they have to throw other energy. Like they had tried to get as much as they could, but it's not enough that I can now go to a drill run for the win there. So despite being a 2-0 shield, like good alignment for me, but it's just recognition of like, okay, I know a fighter is going to come back in. If that fighter comes back in, I'm not going to get to multiple moves if I don't have a ton of energy. And then they're going to counter me down, and then they're going to Stone Edge my Sylveon, and I'm going to lose. So that is the recognition of like, I need to undercharge to get a bunch more energy on my extra drill, so that way I can throw multiple drill runs when it comes back in, burn the clock, and then take it out with Sylveon, and then a combo there because I needed that drill run in the ending too. So that's that one. My next one I'm going to talk about is catching, because when do you catch? Is there either... It's not when you catch. Like there's various times you can catch. There's times you can catch like end of the game when you need to do that. But this one I find was the easiest one. It's in the mirror match. So Excadrill mirror match. So in the mirror match, you're always trying to sneak the extra mud shot through because it matters so much. Because basically the drill run one shots. So I get a bit of lag there. They sneak in, as you see right there. They sneak in 1 there. So they're 1 ahead now. So they're going to get to the second drill run before I get to my second drill run. So they go, so they are at 2 drill runs. So immediately I know they're going to go back to back here, and I don't want to double shield. So what I'm going to do is shield 1 and immediately catch on my Gyarados, knowing that they're going to go back to back and not allow me to get to a CMP because they don't know who wins CMP. So I was able to catch that drill run on the Gyarados, absorb all that energy, and then the match continues. So I find the mirror matches the easiest ones to catch if you're like behind on energy, because a lot of them will not want to CMP there because they don't know who wins CMP. They could lose CMP there, and then they'd have the double shield, and I would be ahead, and then they would have to try and catch, right? So just knowing that they were ahead on energy, I knew they're just going to have to go back to back immediately there and do that. And that's similar when like your opponent is like down to like a couple HP and they have to throw the move right away to take you out, or else they're going to be taken out. Like that's another time where you can easily catch. I don't have an example of that, but that's another time you can catch. I got a couple more here. This one is jumping around. And one of the things that I learned early is you need to jump. Like what I used to do a lot, like when I was first starting out, is just like get countered down, not countered, but like farm down, where the opponent would get like 3 or 4 extra moves in, and then I go down, and then they have a ton of energy. So I've learned that you need to jump around. So this matchup already, I'm in huge trouble because they have a Trevenant lead, and this is my Swampert, Charizard, Machamp line. So I have no answer for Trevenant except for a Charizard. So I immediately have to come into the Charizard right away, and then we'll deal with whatever happens from there. So come in Charizard right away. They come in Machamp. I'm going to bait because they are a Shadow Machamp, so I assumed that they would shield and not get blasted. I was wrong. So now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, let's just stop this. I have a Machamp and I have a Shadow Swampert. Both are going to have huge issues against the Trevenant. So I need to come out with energy here and keep this alive for that. So that is why I'm shielding here. They end up going Cross Chop bait. So that is fast. So this is just a second Cross Chop. The problem is now this can put me super low. That now I essentially don't have anything to throw at the Trevenant. I can throw, but Trevenant can just come in and farm me down. Luckily, they decided to come in with their Wall Rain here. So I immediately throw the Blast Burn because I just want to do a ton of chip damage because I essentially have my Machamp for this if I need it. They let it go. They shield. So now it's 1v1 shield. They don't know my back Pokemon yet. Shadow Swampert, what I found in a lot of matchups where it's resisted, Hydro Cannons do a lot, even in bad matchups. I noticed it in the Gyarados matchup, and I noticed it in the Trevenant matchup. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to come in immediately here and get ahead on energy here. So now I'm already 3 in before they start coming in. And they took 1 or 2 fire spins, so they're a little lower. Not much, but enough. That now, look how much these Hydro Cannons do. Resisted, but it takes it to the yellow. They will get a move up here. I'm willing to shield because I know I'm just going to grab that shield back. Or if they don't grab it back, I'm going to take them out. So I'm fine shielding that, knowing that I'm likely to grab this last shield or take them out. And in this scenario, they decide to let it go. So Hydro Cannon Swampert takes us out. I know here that they threw a move here. Let's see how much it does to me. So I could potentially get to an Earthquake, but I don't know how much energy they have because I don't know how to count and I don't remember. So what I'm doing here is throwing the Hydro Cannon because a lot of times a Wall Rain or something that's resisted will look at that like, why am I shielding up a resisted move? And you do this move because, again, as I just showed, resisted damage still is damage. So what this is going to do is chip this an okay amount, and now I got my Shadow Machamp on this. So I'm going to get this move off here and grab the last shield. They're going to have to throw double Icicle Spear or Earthquake to take me out here. So the first move comes in, it is an Icicle Spear. That's not enough. They're going to need to go back to back here. They can't take many more cross chops, so they're going to have to throw pretty quickly, which now this is low enough that I can come in with my Charizard, which is pretty low, but it's almost out of, or no, I come in with my Swampert first to, yeah, I'm going to come with my Swampert first to force them to throw anything that they may have, because I again, lost count. And then I can come in with my Charizard, because I know they're dry here, because I have to spend it all. And now I can either hopefully farm down or get to the Dragon Claw for the win. So despite a terrible lead, not really good switch, it's just jumping around, is just recognizing like, that's a mixture of like recognizing like which Pokemon can do more chip damage than the other, right? I would have way more problems with the Shadow Machamp trying to get to a Rock Slide than I would the Swampert. And I know Swampert is spammy enough and hits hard enough that I could take those shields or take switch. So this last one that I'm going to showcase is transferring damage in a tricky situation for the win. So if you don't know how to transfer damage, go check out my other video, the first time I did PvP tips and tricks. But essentially what you do is if a fast move or sneaks in, if you switch to the other Pokemon before it registers, the other Pokemon absorbs the damage, and I'm going to show you that here. So, Walrein lead against my Tangrowth, which is fine. I've played this match before. I can grab a shield because I can survive one Icicle Spear, and I usually can bait with the Rock Slide and then throw the Power Whip to do a decent amount of damage here. So, getting a bunch of leg, throw the Rock Slide. They decide to, let's see if they let this go or shield. They decide to shield, which is fine. So they are going to throw. That's fine. I will shield and throw one more to try and grab that last shield here. They catch on an Escav, so really good catch on their part. And it's Power Whip, so that's a waste. So now I'm gonna come in here with my Swampert. Why did I not come in with my Escav? I think what I was worried about is that I can take a drill run here. I cannot take a drill run on my, even though I double shield here. My thought process at the time was I could not take it on my, Typhlosion. So I shield just because I'm going to have energy. And this is already pretty low. I'm at an Earthquake, so I'm just going to go for it again. Grab the shield or take this out. I'm hoping it takes it out because what I'm worried about... Okay, so that's good. Out comes an Obstagoon, so this is tricky here. I'm going to get the first one off here. They decide to let it go. I tried to come in, but luckily they threw, so this is actually better for me. So now they are going to need 2 Night Slashes to take me out. Stupid bug. So I guess my third Incinerate. I've got to take 1. I need to have 2 to throw here. So there's no point of let them sneak and move. Let's go for 2. So I need 1 more to get to 2 moves. I'm now at 2 moves, so I throw the move. They throw this. What you're going to see is it leaves me with like 1 HP. And we just CMP'd. So... Night Slash leaves me with 1 NP. Despite CMP tying here, like you saw me hit the button, you see me hit, like I didn't even have a chance. Their stupid counter sneaks through there. So if I do not transfer that damage, I'm going to be taken out here. And I think I just missed it a bit there. Or so here we go. As you can see, look at the Tangrowth. I click on the Tangrowth, and what that's going to do is that's going to transfer that counter damage to this Tangrowth. So now that counter damage registers. It's gonna and the next counter is gonna take me out. And now I can come back in with the second move to take this out for the win. So transferring damage, and having I don't know if they had a move CMP tie here, is just a recognition, and you get that through experience. That's that. So those are various tips and tricks about when to do certain techniques to make you a better PvP player. And I think if you learn these techniques, this is what distinguishes the various ace versus veteran versus expert versus legend. The legends know how to do this. The legends know how to read teams. They know how to they know when they need to transfer damage. They know that when they need to bait. They know when they need to throw the nuke. They know, these are how people always ask, I'm stuck here even though I use the same teams. Why? This is the why. So if you learn how to do some of these things, and it's not even learning how to do them, it's recognizing when you need to do them is the key. Then you will be on your way to legend. So hope this was helpful. Let me know if you want others like this or anything else specifically like this that you want to learn, and then share this with your friends who are also trying to advance. And that's it. Thanks for watching. And more Master League teams coming this week. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next one.